Hey, hi, how are you? My name is Felt. Welcome back to some Magic the Gathering Arena. Today, we are playing some decks from the World Championship. You might be wondering why I haven't made this video sooner. Well, it's because I just wanted to test the deck and see if it really was as good as it seemed to be based on gameplay. Now, you might be thinking, but wait a minute, this isn't the deck that won. No, it's not. The deck that won, however, was an Esper Legends Esper Midrange pile, and those decks have kind of been a thing for several months now. And I wanted to do something a little bit different. Now, you might be thinking, but this isn't that different. It's just kind of 5-color domain stuff. Sure, but it uses up the beanstalk. It uses Virtue of Persistence. It uses new cards in it, is why I'm interested in it. I have heard, like, inklings around the Magic and competitive Magic scene that this deck still has room for improvement. Personally, I've had a lot of success with it so far while playing. It got me back up into Mythic, which was pretty cool. But yeah, let's just hop into some games and see how this deck performs on the ladder in a best-of-1 scenario. This is the full deck that he went with for the tournament, so the sideboard is intact as per Reed Duke's original sideboard, so don't forget that if you're just trying to mass import and craft the deck. Let's hop right into some games. We are going first with an incredibly good hand, to be completely honest. Love this. Interaction, ramp. Yes, please. Start with just the green. Keep them guessing. Some form of white deck, potentially Legends. Let's just go ahead and get rid of that Scroll while I can. Why not, right? Get that Scroll one out of there. Okay, opponent might be mono white weenies. Let's go get a white source off of this so we can work towards Sunfall and Archangel of Wrath. Destroy Evil? Fateful Absence. Thanks for the free card drop, bud. Yeah, let's go get a white source so then we can use Herd Migration to get another one in a turn and still be able to draw. If we don't hit our 5th land here, we probably Herd Migration to make sure we go get our second white source so we could kick an Archangel of Wrath. Or just play Sunfall. Faithbound Judge. That is absolutely something to exile. Okay, so because we got Mirrex here, we have two options. We could play the Mirrex, but I kind of want to hold up the Mirrex in case I want to double kick Archangel. So let's tap black and green and just go get an extra land. Make sure we have our double white. So now we can play Archangel of Wrath and Sunfall whenever we need. And we have access to this clue token. We could have played the Mirrex, but I kind of want to hold it up. Alright, well my opponent is just headbutting a Sunfall. Draw the card. Another Virtue ain't bad. We could also hold on to this to make sure we can play a Virtue. So yeah, let's just Sunfall them. Sunfall seems pretty good there. I think Virtue might be good because then we could steal their Skrelv or just get back our Topiary Stomper. Elspeth Resplendent. If they minus her and don't get something that saves them, we're probably just going to power up our little guy, and they got a land. Wow, alright, that's unfortunate for them. So let's just power up our little guy. Swing. I think we just play a normal Archangel of Wrath unkicked here, so we can just hold back and maybe play Virtue of Persistence, or Atraxa. Phyrexian Vindicator, kind of annoying, not the end of the world. Let's stomp her. That makes me think they either have another Fateful Absence or something. Let's play Stomper, make sure we go get our extra black mana, or blue. We could go let's go get blue to make sure our things are cheaper. And then we just hold back. No reason to do anything else here. If my opponent just wants to hold back with this Phyrexian Vindicator forever and ever and ever, that's fine by me. Yeah, sure. Blowing up my stuff with a Fateful Absence is totally a-okay by me as well. Let's go ahead and draw. I'm assuming they have like a Destroy Evil or something over there. Maybe a Wandering Emperor. Let's play Atraxa. And try and go find a another Sunfall and up the Beanstalk. Sunfall might be a bit of an overextension, but it'll be alright. And we'll grab a Headquarters. We already played our land, unfortunately, so we're going to have to drop something. I think we just drop Aspara's Headquarters because we have our blue, our white, and our green mana as actual sources. And we just keep the rest of this hand intact. Willkommen Vampire. Alright, start with the Up the Beanstalk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can play our Virtue of Persistence and draw another card here. So let's play our Mirrex and then draw another card. We're hunting for our Leyline Bindings. Beautiful. There it is. I've seen that coming for a while. Them holding up priority with my Topiary Stomper on board made me believe that that's what it was the entire time. So they only have one card in hand. Even if it is something small, the best they get to do is draw a card. They might have another Destroy Evil. That would be unfortunate. That's just the Wandering Emperor. Okay. I don't know why I care.
Who harms my people must contend.
I guess they just really wanted to draw a card off the Welcoming Vampire. Maybe they have another Destroy Evil. Play that. Play the Briefcase. I'm starting to think my opponent has like another Destroy Evil in the back pocket or something like that. Do we hold back? I don't think we do. I think we just kind of force their hand here. Because if they try and make our Atraxa die with this Destroy Evil play, wow, they're so predictable. Yeah, so if they try and kill off our Atraxa here, it's fine. We gain 7 life. Oh no, it's prevented, right? We don't gain 7 life. I always forget. Let's go ahead and kill off their Willkommen Vampire. Put that in exile. We can play Invasion of Zendikar to thin our deck a bit more as well. There's no reason not to. Next turn, we can play Archangel of Wrath, take out their Wandering Emperor, especially since they're just going wide. I don't know why they're going so wide when we very clearly had a Sunfall in hand, but hey man, you do you, Holmes. You're allowed to play the game however you want, opponent. What do we have in the graveyard? We have an Atraxa down there. That's not bad. Let's just go ahead and play this. Also have a 6/6. Pretty cool.
Our swords will cross again. Let your blade do the talking.
Power 2 or less. Not worth it. Let's just go grab the Topiary Stomper. Opponent? You wanna talk about it, bud? Gee, I wonder if they have another Destroy Evil in hand, or if they're just roping me because they've realized they're kind of boned. Because I have an Atraxa in hand. Well, if they come back and continue playing this match, you will see. Oh, nope, they're playing. Here they go. They're cooking. I guess it's really, really hard to decide whether or not they want to play that Destroy Evil. Why am I assuming that it's a Destroy Evil? Because those were like the only legal targets on Battlefield were an enchantment and an enchantment. Let's force them to have the board wipe, shall we? Play the Herd Migration. Then as a result of playing it like this, we're going to just hold on to this Archangel of Wrath instead of playing it out onto the battlefield. Our deck has been incredibly thinned to the point where I'm pretty sure it is only my Tri-lands and then, like a handful of Atraxas left. Oh, there's the scoop. Yeah, we were forcing them to have the board wipe. We were going to start beating down on them horrifically. GG's. Will you go first? I don't hate this. I don't love it. I'd prefer a black source to be able to play multiple of these. The Mirrex only allows us a guaranteed one on turn 2, but Up the Beanstalk should help. Some form of Izzet deck. Using Kumano. Well, we did get an untapped Mirrex again. I think I'm just going to use that to play Up the Beanstalk to try and find some more untapped lands. That counts. Oh, no, it's Grixis? Grixis Aggro? I guess? I don't know. We're just gonna kill this thing now. Gain some life back. This is playable now. It's only 3 mana at the moment. I still wish we had drawn another black source. That would have made life so much better. These are all pain lands. They're actually hurting themselves more than they're hurting me. Super cheap Grixis aggro? What the nonsense is this? We'll play Azira's Proving Ground here. We can play this for 1 mana now. I think we just hold it up. Because then we can Virtue of Persistence at some point here. Are you going to burn my face? They're hurting themselves almost as much as they're hurting me. Thankfully, I do have this Virtue of Persistence in my hand in order to help regain some of that life loss. And they're kind of just dumping their hand at this point. Let's get rid of the Kumano. We get to draw a card off it too. If they have a Make Disappear or something, we're totally fine because, spoiler alert, we don't care. At the moment. That makes me, the way that they played that made me think they had something different though. Let's play Invasion of Zendikar here. If it gets countered, that's okay. We still have plenty of lands and a Courier's Briefcase in hand. Okay, now we need to decide what we're playing. We have, we can basically make this be like, that's black, that's white, that's blue. So we need green and red, so we have to change our mind to make this red. So let's go get green and black. That also gives us double black mana and double green mana available whenever we want / need it. Burn spell? Shocking. They don't have any... They do have a Vran down there. I guess playing the Virtue of Persistence isn't a terrible choice. Wow, they're all-inning me. So yeah, playing Virtue of Persistence wouldn't be a terrible option here because we can steal their Vran, which isn't awful. Man, they just have like 5 Okibo Reckoner raids, huh? Alright, I'll start the simple way. Kill their thing. Play the Briefcase, get a 1/1 blocker for the future. Play a land, and cycle our remaining land that we don't care about playing properly. Oh, Archangel of Wrath just... We got this in the bag. My opponent more or less cannot defeat me from this position, I'm pretty sure. We have too much happening. I admire the, Oh, cool. Up next. So, they're going to -2 and make a devil. And then +1. I'll decline.
Your punishment is
Play
my
this.
entertainment.
Double kick. Bonk. Bonk. Gain some life back. Play up the beanstalk. Draw a card. And the opponent scoops because whatever incredibly strange Grixis pile they were trying to pull off just doesn't grind value as well as double up the beanstalk, a Courier's Briefcase ready to pop, 2 Virtues of Persistence in my exile zone. Like, there just wasn't much for them to do here. GG's. We're going first. We have lots of mana colors, double Topiary Stomper. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. If we're allowed to uninterrupted play 2 Topiary Stompers, we're probably fine. We can go get double white mana, potentially. Okay. Drawing the Spar's Headquarters is nice. Now we only really need to go get 1 white mana. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Okay. We can kick an Archangel on this upcoming turn. White, white, blue, red, green for 4 mana plus a kicker. Adeline. Annoying, not the end of the world. Do we save up and try and kick the Adeline instead? No, we do not, because we can just... And if they have an... If they have a Brutal Cathar, it's fine. We have a secondary Archangel of Wrath to back ourselves up with. Thalia doesn't matter. They could swing with a 3/4. It does become a 4/4, but I'm not really scared. I'm going to be gaining back 3 life every turn minimum. If we draw an untapped source, can we double kick? I don't think we can because we're missing this stuff. Unfortunately, this costs 3, but we can play another one of these guys. Go get a spare land. And now we have a Topiary Stomper. I think we just want to hold back, honestly. So now we have 2 Topiary Stompers on defense, which is pretty heckin' good. If they swing, they have to have a Eiganjo, so we will be double blocking the Adeline. Why do I say they have to have an Eiganjo? Because that's the only way Adeline lives here. Can I just, like, hard play that? No, I can't. Darn. I can play this. We do have the 5 mana to be able to make this work. And then I think we're going to just cycle this, gain a little bit of life back, and then go get some more mana. This way we can double kick her an Archangel of Wrath on this upcoming turn. So I think we're just going to work on their life total now. Eiganjo? There it is. Saw that coming a mile away. I'm shocked that they didn't swing in and give it away. They could have taken out 2 of my Topiary Stompers simultaneously with that if they'd really, really wanted to. Because they could have traded Eiganjo plus Adeline for Stomper and Stomper, which, in my opinion, might have been the right choice. Yeah? That screams I have another Eiganjo, you know. We are making sure Adeline dies. And then we will double kick onto the mural, which will probably just guarantee our victory. Maybe not guarantee, but it'll make it pretty good. Taking out their big source of attack, combine that with slowly whittling down what they have on board, playing ourselves up to get an Atraxa after this, we'll probably be okay. Another Adeline. Let's play Atraxa. And there's the scoop. GG, mono white. We're going first. This is pretty solid. Up the Beanstalk, plus a Virtue of Persistence means we have a solid turn 2 play. And up the Beanstalk will more or less guarantee we'll have a solid 3 play. Unfortunately, this is a sorcery speed interaction. The Restless Bivouac could get us. If this is the turtle deck, though, Virtue does hit the turtle, which is nice. Why do I just immediately assume that it's the turtle? Because Bivouac. This is probably not the turtle. This is most likely Naya Adventures, starring Pia Nalaar. Not what I expected to see, but that's okay. Still don't have blue mana. We could go get it with Herd Migration if we're worried, or we could cycle the Jetmir's Garden. There's Pia. Do we want to cycle? I think we do. I think we really, really, really need to find answers here. Topiary Stomper is not a good answer, but it will keep us alive. Unfortunately, Pia is a 2/3, so Archangel needs to double kick on it, and they could keep it safe somehow. We really, really want a... why are they just playing that on the board? Alright, whatever, it's fine. Let's just play Topiary Stomper and then another land. Let's go get our blue source, another green source, and we can Herd Migration if we want to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be 7. We can play Atraxa. We might be okay. That is pretty good for me, because they really want to play the stuff from Exile, but then that means they can't play the Wedding Announcement this turn. Let's go ahead and do this. We just want to gain back some life so we don't immediately die. Do I think we will? No, not really. But it's a definite possibility. Joke's on you, opponent. I have an Atraxa in hand, but you know what? That's fine. Them tapping out means I'm going to kick Archangel of Wrath twice and kill their Pia. That was a 50-50 on whether or not I was going to do that or play Atraxa. Them completely tapping out meant that I could kill the Pia. Which is pretty good for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can play Virtue of Persistence if we really want to. Don't think that's the right play. I think I would much rather just play Atraxa. Never mind, we're probably playing Virtue of Persistence now because they're about to slam that Invasion of Gob. Never mind, I'm eating my words left and right. Honestly, don't mind. Worst things to eat my words about. Say hi to Atraxa. A second Atraxa, nice, and this one's a hidden Atraxa. Okay. Archangel, good. Red Migration, good. Mirex, good. We don't really want anything else, honestly. And now we can block with Archangel because we have a spare in hand, and we can start blowing stuff up with our other Archangel. If they look at our hand, they can see our secondary Atraxa, but we can just go ahead and play it anyways. And we don't mind trading Atraxa for, say, a Questing Druid, because that keeps our life total high. Should we have swung with the Archangel of Wrath? Maybe. Okay, so they have a Virtue of Loyalty that is very, very unfortunate for us. That'll make their stuff get really big really fast. We are in the air, though. If my opponent was smart, they'd... Never mind. My opponent was smart, they would attack with the Questing Druid, try and force my Atraxa trade, and then pump it with the Wandering Emperor as an instant speed interaction. I don't care about taking 8 damage, opponent. I hate to tell you this. I have 4 life still, and I have a 7/7 swinging at you. Fun fact, you also just lost exactly what you built up that turn. Let's bonk some stuff out of the way. Play the Briefcase. Get a 1/1 chump blocker. Swing Atraxa to do that. Swing that to start working on the life total.
I'm never done.
We have a backup Atraxa, we have a Virtue of Persistence. We're feeling pretty okay. If we can play Herd Migration and my opponent doesn't run board wipes, which I don't think they do other than maybe Brotherhood's End, I'm feeling pretty okay about everything. They have the Destroy Evil. Fine by me. We have a backup. We have, very fortunately for ourselves, gotten a ton of life since then, though. Sure, yeah, we'll go for the trade, bud. We could also just play Virtue of Persistence here and try and steal their Pia, but we don't play enough from Exile, I don't think. I think this is just play a Herd Migration turn. What do they have open for 1 mana over there? What on earth? Swing our Flyers, because there's no reason not to. Oh, they have the Thrill Seeker open for 1 mana, that's what it is. We can cycle away the Headquarters, maybe get a Sunfall. Chandra? Okay, very odd choice.
No more watching. It's time to do something.
Like, they kind of can't do anything. Are they going to -4 kill both of our Archangels? They sure are. That's a really weird decision, opponent. I'm not going to lie. Especially with a Leyline Binding right here. Go me. It's going to take out their Chandra this way.
This can't be the end. This is
We have multiple ways we can play this out now. We do have 15-15 on board here, so swinging in with their Questing Druid is a mistake. Yeah? Okay. Trade me, bro. Gee, I wonder why I was kind of nonplussed about that. It's crazy. Well, let's just thin out our deck as much as possible. I don't think we have anything left for me to care about in here. Yeah, we had 3 basics. So yeah, now we have 24 life. We're about to play Virtue of Persistence. Best thing my opponent can hope for is to maybe hit another Destroy Evil to take out Leyline. This looks like the exact net decked version, though, which only runs maybe 2 Destroy Evils. So the odds are pretty low. Doesn't bother me at all. They have to, like, actively wait to make stuff go better for them. Okay, math is hard. 1, 2, 3, 4... we'll play Atraxa. The only thing they have open here is the Voldaren Thrill Seeker. Which we can kill one of these humans now. Okay, let's see, what did we get? Sunfall, nice. That makes life so much easier. Up the Beanstalk, Stomper, and Briefcase also sound. Never mind, they saw we got a Sunfall and they gave up immediately. Because what use is all of what they have gone for over there if we just hit a Sunfall with an Atraxa on board? Our token would become enormous. We would have ways to deal with them. We'd be able to draw more cards and refill our hand. We were running out of cards eventually, but so was our opponent. They were down to 37. We were down to 28. It was a pretty tight game, but overall, I think we would have... We actually probably could have won by just attacking all out, couldn't we? Let me do math. That's 21 damage, first of all. 21 damage. We lose whatever 4 times 3 is, 12 of it. So we... Oh yeah, we actually had lethal. Archangel of Wrath would have given us lethal there. I didn't even realize that. That's my fault. I guess they could have technically blocked with this, sacked it, killed a secondary one, and they would have lived, but who knows if they would have seen that line. Either way, GG's. We're going first. We have a pretty okay hand. If we draw a third land of any variety, we're okay. Honestly, I'd take a third tapped land as well. Mono red, little annoying, not the end of the world. Worst comes to worst here, we can play Up the Beanstalk to hunt for another land. Fingers crossed. Fingers still crossed. Okay. Now we have options. We could just play Leyline Binding if they play something that scares me. Or we could just play Topiary Stomper and try and draw some try and get some lands. So far, feeling the Topiary Stomper. We have the double white for the Sunfall, so I'm not really stressing. We have blue from this, we have red from that. We just need black mana then. Boop. So now we have all of our colors, meaning Leyline Binding is now a 1 mana spell. Very lovely. And we've up the Beanstalk, which is just raw card advantage right now, because we have 2 different spells that proc it. Ah yes, deal 3 damage to face. That, wow, I'm very scared. Anyways. Let's just get rid of the Sunrise Cavalier. I don't want to worry about it. Okay, game. That's fine. I'm not mad. It's okay. Is the Sunrise Cavalier worth it? Debatable. We're still missing a couple of lands here. This is kind of unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Make sure we're getting our basics. If my opponent plays out like a bunch of stuff now, like a Pia Nalaar perchance, we will Sunfall. Pia is too dangerous to be kept alive. Cool. Okay. What does this give it? It gives it +1/+1. So yeah, we're just going to kick this in and then double hit the Werefox Bodyguard. Where are you going? You were forcing something out of me. I don't know, I guess they're just like scared the fact that I was going to gain 4 life there unless they stopped me somehow, but I don't know. GG's, I guess. We're going first, that makes this hand a little better. We don't have the black mana for Virtue, but we do have double Stomper. I wonder if they're playing a Tally in their deck. I don't know, it's just a feeling I got. They might be playing a Tally. Yes, I played a tap land opponent. I know that makes your turn a very difficult decision. So, green, white. Potentially enchantments? Absolutely enchantments. Okay. Black mana? No, okay, we tried. We tried to politely ask for black mana. It did not pay off. I really hope we draw a black source on this upcoming turn. That would be really nice. We could kill off the Kami or the something. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. We'll play this. Go get our black source, as much as it saddens us. Could also kick the Archangel on this upcoming turn, unless they have like multiple ways of getting stuff. The way they're pausing makes me think they're trying to consider, do I want to ossify or not? Personally, don't think ossification is the right choice. If I were them, I'd focus on pumping that Kami as much as humanly possible to get it outside of kill range. There they go. They got there. Yeah, there's literally one choice there, opponent. It is pump the Kami of Transience as much as humanly possible. Oh, hey. Well, that makes my life easier. Just exile all that nonsense. So now we'll have the Virtue to -3/-3 something. It will immediately kill the Calyx, which will be nice. I think we can also Topiary Stomper it. Yeah, we have exactly enough mana to also Topiary Stomper. Is this kind of unfortunate still? Yeah. Yeah, this isn't great. We really need to find an up the beanstalk or just a way to keep drawing cards here. Maybe hitting an Atraxa would be really nice. That's fine. We will play this. We will thin out the deck a bit. We will swing, because we have no reason not to. We have a 4/4, they don't. Hit face. Did I consider flipping my 4/4 to have a blocker for the Kami, or an attacker to go past the Kami? Yes. Do I really rather... What in tarnation? Since when does Enchantments play 3 blind mice? I am very confused by Enchantments playing 3 blind mice. But hey man, you do you. Any priority sticks? Nope, no priority sticks. You know what that means. That means goodbye Kami Transients. Hello, life gain. I think we play up the beanstalk here so we can hold up Virtue of Persistence as a way to draw more cards on an upcoming turn. We could start stealing their Calyx too. That'd be pretty cool. We can make copies of up the beanstalk, right? Because it's one of their Calyx. Or an enchanted creature you control deals combat damage. I have lethal opponent? My Archangel of Wrath will kill you? I think my opponent just gave up. I think my opponent just gave up. Honestly, they could have had a chance if they had just chump blocked one of the things. They could have drawn into an answer. GG's Enchantments. And that'll do it for this video. I think over my recording session, I went 6-2, maybe 6-3, but well above a 50% win rate, to be completely honest. This deck feels really, really good right now, especially at higher levels of ranked, where some of the best decks are like Pia Nalaar in Naya colors, Selesnya Enchantments, Mono Red Aggro. I will say, unless you are on the draw, you will probably have problems against Mono Red Aggro. Mono Red Aggro will probably cause you a whole host of problems. Unless you are already like pre-sideboarding in your knockout blows and your Elspeth smites. Because they will just hit you hard and hit you fast, and there's very little you can do about it if your curve was planning around Virtue of Persistence on 2 or even 3 into a Topiary Stomper on 4, right? Which is typically how you want to play. You want to play a bit more methodical, a little bit slower. I will say the deck does have on-the-draw problems. I think that's one of the reasons why it kind of fell off a little bit for me on some of my losses. Some of my losses were very much I was on the draw, and as a result, I wasn't able to aggressively get out a Topiary Stomper or up the Beanstalk for card advantage and mana advantage. I had to slow down and play a little bit on the back foot, which doesn't always work. But either way, I think this deck is great. I think it's wonderful. I think it plays wonderfully. I do think there's room for improvement, though. I personally don't know what it is, but I think there is room for improvement. Either way, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that cool stuff, and I hope to catch you in the next one.